at Rockaway Beach in New York at the Flight 587 Memorial. Many of you are not familiar with that flight. You should be. That flight was the second worst aviation disaster in U.S. history, next to American Airlines Flight 191. This was American Airlines Flight 587, which unfortunately had 28 seconds of terror after taking off at 9:11 a.m. on November 12th, 2001, exactly 2 months and 1 day after 9/11. Now, unfortunately, the world was tense after 9/11, and they didn't know what was happening, didn't know what was going on. We were on the cusp of war, and this crash was believed to be terrorist. You know, this is the immediate thinking of people, but it was a plane crash, and the plane crash, as explained by the NTSB and its investigators, was that a Japan Airlines 747, which is a much larger aircraft than the A300 that was flying from JFK to Santo Domingo, a place I've been to a dozen times. I've been to the island 50 times. I was married there, and I know many people from that island, so that place is special to me. When this flight took off at 9/11, it was about 9:16 a.m. that it started to encounter turbulence, the wake turbulence being close to the Japan Airlines 747. That aircraft caused such wind turbulence that the captain, but the first officer was flying. He was flying the aircraft, and he started using excessive rudder control, what we call over-controlling the aircraft. I'm a private pilot. I know basic terms. I don't know about this, but that's called over-controlling the aircraft. And this design was at fault. It wasn't really engineered the best, and the lug nuts came out and undone. And once they lost the vertical stabilizer, there was no hope. It lasted only 28 seconds, but that 28 seconds could have been an eternity for the people in their terror before they plunged and crashed a few miles from here on 131st Street and Newport Avenue. I'm on 116th Street, right by the beach here, and it's a beautiful sunny day on this first day before the solstice, the summer of 2021, after COVID-19. But I didn't like that this was really taken back in the news. That 9/11 cast a shadow. That tragedy happened, and this got no attention at all, except for the tears of those who are at JFK and Santo Domingo and the family. What I'm going to do now is read here from this memorial. You can see this, and I'll read it quickly in both English and Spanish. I'm going to read this in Spanish as best I can, but in English, I'll read it to you. On November 12, 2001, American Airlines Flight 587 departed JFK International Airport en route to the Dominican Republic. At 9:16 a.m., seconds after takeoff, the jet crashed into the community of Bell Harbor, killing all 260 passengers and crew, and 5 Bell Harbor residents, people from France, Haiti, Israel, Taiwan, the United Kingdom, and the United States and Puerto Rico were on the flight, yet the majority were of Dominican descent traveling to their homeland or returning from visiting family. The plane struck the ground at the intersection of Beach 131st Street, and there's some aircraft. I just have to show you these aircraft. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, they're using 31 right. It was just kind of strange when I first came here and I could see them come there. Beach 131st Street and Newport Avenue, where members of the fire and police departments, many of them off-duty, and numerous volunteers rushed to the scene. Despite the heroic efforts, the crash of Flight 587 stands to date as the second largest aviation disaster in U.S. history. All New Yorkers were devastated by this terrible event occurring only 2 months and 1 day after the World Trade Center attack. The communities of Washington Heights and Belle Harbor were uniquely affected. Many of the passengers lived in and around Washington Heights. Belle Harbor was home to many police officers and firefighters who lost their lives on 9/11. These communities, together with the families of the victims and the city of New York, have created this monument to honor those who perished and ensure that we never forget those we have loved and lost. Now I'm going to do something I've not done before, and it's quite a windy day here, and others are here to see the memorial, which I can't help to feel it being touching. El 12 de noviembre del 2001, el vuelo 587 de American Airlines partió del Aeropuerto Internacional JFK con destino a la República Dominicana. A las 9:17 a.m. el avión se estrelló en la comunidad del Belle Harbor, donde perecieron los 260 pasajeros y tripulación y 5 residentes locales, personas de Francia, Haití, Israel, Taiwán, el Reino Unido y los Estados Unidos y Puerto Rico se encontraban a bordo. Sin embargo, la mayor eran de origen dominicano y viajaban a su tierra o regresaban a ella luego de haber visitado a familiares. El avión se estrelló en la intersección de la calle Playa Beach 131 y la avenida Newport, donde miembros del Departamento de Bomberos y de la policía, muchos de ellos libres de servicio, y números voluntarios acudieron al lugar del accidente. A pesar de, hard to read this, su heroico esfuerzo, la caída del vuelo 587 es hasta hoy la segunda mayor tragedia de aviación en la historia de los Estados Unidos. Todos los neoyorquinos se sintieron, my God, is this 20 years old, devastados ante este terrible suceso ocurrido solo 2 meses y un día después del ataque al World Trade Center. Las comunidades de Washington Heights y Belle Harbor fueron las más afectadas. Muchos de los pasajeros vivían en Washington Heights o sus alrededores. Belle Harbor era el hogar de muchos agentes de policía y bomberos que perdieron sus vidas en el 11 de septiembre. Estas comunidades, junto a las familias de las víctimas y la ciudad de Nueva York, han creado este monumento para conmemorar a aquellos que perecieron y asegurar que nunca olvidaremos a quienes hemos amado y perdido. I'm sorry, it's the best I could do. I just want to take you to see a little bit more here. It's quite windy, but a beautiful day. It's sad to see all these names. I can see most of family related, but después no quiero más que paz. And what that means, I won't do my own translation, but I'll take in the back here. Afterwards, I want only peace. I can't really say more after that.